Yeah, Brittany Renner. Unfortunately, we weren't. I thought we did, but I'll just say it again. Unfortunately, we weren't able to react to her in academics because like they just took down the video. So we just like, it is what it is. So then, on the academics stream, she was sitting there like going back and forth and trying to prove herself, saying like, I don't need him. Like I've been making money for 10 years and I'm good. I'm straight. Did say that. Yeah, she was talking all that shit. So then recently, like in the past like month, she had a video on Instagram where she just played victim again about like how, I thought that this was gonna be the one, and I left beautiful California to go to North Carolina, and now I'm homeless. I don't have a car. I don't have a baby. I've been thugging it, and it's like, what the fuck? What are we going on right now?
It's crazy how people just use your lack of information against you, because that happens so much in like dramas where people selectively pick the information that makes them look like the best person.
Yeah.
In that academics video, she was arguing that she sacrificed a lot by leaving her other house to move in with him.
Yes.
And we found out she had no money. That's why you fucking left that house, because you didn't want to pay for a house because you couldn't afford to. And it was a perfectly fine mansion, or what? It was a good place, I bet. As an NBA player, maybe a great condo that she was staying at. But it would feel like, damn, she did sacrifice a lot by going. Like she could get you to believe that by just being deceitful.
Yeah,
you're not bamboozling me. Stop it.
But the crazy part about it is like, even to the people she is bamboozling, I'm like, how is she consistently getting off these lies where, like you said again, she's selectively telling y'all information that she wants you all to know. Again, you can't go from, I ain't taking advantage of no man, I make my own money, but then you're broke. How is that possible? How is it that you don't have a car?
She said she was spending a lot of her money recklessly, which
so that still means you're broke.
It does, and on top of that, that also means you're a bad decision maker.
Exactly.
So that's not like that won't make you a victim. That actually makes you more liable.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter, like, to the people out there, because I hear this argument all the time. I'm like, well, no, she making money all by herself. She making a whole bunch of IG money. So FYI, side note, you can talk to plenty of like Instagram models or people who just make money on Instagram, and it's not as lucrative as y'all think it is. But let's just say, hypothetically speaking, on Brittany Renner's like side, because she's upper echelon, let's just say it is really good money. It doesn't matter if she makes $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 or more a year. If she's spending all of that money a year, that still means that she is broke. So if you get to the point where you're making $500,000 a year, but you're spending $500,000 a year, you are broke. So you sitting here saying that, why would I need an NBA player? Why would I need him? I make my own money. It's because you are broke. You don't go from making good money to then after 9 months or a year of not doing anything, even though you're living up in that man's house, to not having anything. How do you now miraculously don't have a car? How does that happen? If you made all that money doing IG like over the year, bro. Yeah, you don't have a car.
You could get a working car for like $4,000 or $5,000.
Come on, you don't have a car? Come on, stop it. Even if while you doing like IG for that long, how do you not have a car? How do you only have one house if you making really money like that? How is that possible? How do you have $0 to your name to the point where you're living with your mom? That doesn't make any sense. That's not how it works. You get in a relationship and miraculously all the things that you own just disappear. That car that you were driving just disappears all of a sudden because you got into a relationship. That's not how that works.
Also, she's trying to like spin this narrative that like the world is against her and that like people just want to see her fail. And it's like, you just made yourself unlikable. You form this brand of yourself into a person that is like very polarizing. And so how could you be surprised when you get a large percentage of people that know about you as just critics? Like most people that have an audience online is not like that. It's because they're not as polarizing as you. You can't get online and make books about finessing men and then think that your audience is going to be like this pure homogenous group of people that all think the same and support you. That's just not how this shit works.
And even to that degree, I mean, we keep every single time when she's like, how is it that like I'm a predator because I'm older and he's younger? Like, sure, that might have been some dynamic. But the other one, and the more important one, is because you made videos highlighting how easy it is to get a check off of athletes. That's literally what you said. That would then make you a predator. The age gap doesn't matter at that point. You purposefully going after a certain type of man to get money from that man would then make you a predator. That's predator behavior. It doesn't matter about the age.
Like in the natural sense of the word.
Literally.
Like that's just predatorial.
Yeah, that's predatory.
That'd be like if I was like, damn, black people love watermelon, and I was a watermelon company, and I would just target in communities that were black. I put all these billboards up. This is predatorial. Like, you know who you're going after. Some people call it marketing, but it's predatory in nature. You have a target market, and it becomes predatorial when you're taking advantage of people to do it. Like, if I'm trying to sell you a watermelon and I sell you a watermelon, well, then it's an exchange. You're giving me money for what we agreed that this watermelon is worth, and you agreed because you paid for it. Otherwise, you just find another watermelon. You are finessing people, and finesse is like a term used to... It's not an equal transaction. It's not, because then it wouldn't be a finesse. It would just be a transaction. It's when you get over on somebody, you bamboozle them. So yeah, how could you not see that as predatorial? But then you're comparing yourself to other people's relationships where that's not the case. You're missing the point.
But the problem that happens every single place she goes, where she's trying to have this dialogue or conversation, it's like people don't challenge her, and it's like, okay, that may have been one part of it. But the other part of it is that you cannot go on Twitter or you cannot go on Instagram, make these posts about what somebody did or didn't do, and then act like, oh, I don't know how this happened. Like, I don't know why y'all so upset at me. And it's like, that's not how that works. But especially when the shit that you're saying is inconsistent. When you say one thing and it completely contradicts the shit you're saying the next week, such as, I don't need him, I have my own money, I've been doing this shit for a decade. Then the next week you're saying, oh, woe is me, I don't have no place to go, I don't have a car, I don't know. Like, that doesn't make any sense. That just does not make any sense. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you make $500,000, but then you spend all $500,000, it doesn't matter how much money you made. If you spent it all, that then means that you are broke. You're broke, dog. That's how athletes, they go broke because they spend all of their money. Yeah. But to them women out there who follow Brittany Renner, I'll be following her straight to I guess back to your mom when she get pregnant, I guess. Cause jeez, boy, y'all niggas. The fact is, it's also sad how many women like applaud her. It's crazy. Like, the shit that she says and how she lives her life is like very, very.
Nothing about her life that's appealing.
Nothing. But it's also very odd and misleading, and only a certain demographic of people, regardless of men or women, certain demographic of people can live that life. And the fact that they're just average, normal people who are taking advice from her is crazy to me.
You trying to brand yourself as like the boss, independent person, and then the second is convenient, arguing that like, oh, I was at the mercy of this NBA player and he just did me so wrong. How could he do that? I was relying on him. You're not the things you said you were. I get that at the end of the day, guys, a brand is a brand. Like, I have my brand on YouTube, and the reality is I literally might not be those things that you guys think I am. But on my videos, I make it seem like I am. And in person, you meet me, you might get the sense that I'm not or I am those things. But regardless, it's besides the point. What is the point is that you built a brand that was not true to you because it appealed to a mass amount of people. So don't turn your back on that brand all of a sudden when it's convenient for you. You stay independent. Well, you're not that independent if you move in with your mom at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, bro, it's your fucking life. Live it how you want to. You continue to make bad decisions, you get bad results. Stop fucking complaining to the world when it happens. Not everyone's out to get you. You just made poor fucking decisions.
And it's crazy because, like, this is just a perfect representation of, like, who you are as a person. Because, like, if you can't keep going, like you said, go around, like, blaming other people and you keep making poor decisions. And so now here's another example of you making a poor decision, and you're like, oh, it's this person, that person's fault. But like, you keep also interacting in those poor decision makings. So if you keep actively participating in them, then something is clearly wrong with what you're doing as well. I don't know. It blows me away. Even to the point where she was saying like, yeah, man, me having a baby really took me out of working, and like, that's just who I was. I was working. I was IG modeling and stuff like that, and taking a baby really just messes that up. And it's like, the problem with that is you also made that decision to have a child as well. Like, also, what are we talking about?
If you feel like you're giving something up to the point where you lost yourself because you had a baby, then you're gonna hold like a level of resentment over the child that didn't make a decision to be born. You made that decision for him or her. It's just like, fuck, bro.
Crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, some people make mistakes and learn from other people. Just keep repeating them and blaming everybody else. And it's like you're one or the other. I made a mistake and dealt with toxic people, and I just adjusted. It wasn't worth the headache. And some people just continue to make it until you eventually have 3 baby mamas and like a very dysfunctional family. And it's like, that's on you.